Hello everybody, this is Alyssa from Migraines and Crafts, and today we are here for a whip and chat. In today's whip and chat, I am like, you know what? I've been on this kick of reorganizing all of my drills and putting them into different storage containers. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue working on it because I'm like, I have my diamond painting staring at me, but I'm like, I really want to do this. So, this is the fourth whip and chat of our Lunar New Year DP along. So yay, we're like a week away from the end of the event. I'm super, super excited about this. So anyways, we're going to kind of break into it. Winners and all of that from last week, they will be announced in the middle of the video, somewhere around in there for it. But anyways, we're going to kind of break into this. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I'm doing this. So I have a lot of drills. I have a lot of special drills. I have a lot of spare drills. I had all of my my square spare drills were in the storage, which is basically this big container that has these square, not quite Tic Tacs. They have a little bit of a different opening, but these little square things like this. Oh, gotta get the right, there we go. Just like that. That's what I had all my spare square drills in. And then I had all of my spare round drills in basically these art dot containers with drawers. But I didn't like the fact that I didn't, like this container, a couple of them, I think I've got like 4 drawers that have this, the little thingy in it from DP Sparklers, which I love because it keeps everything organized. However, I don't have those in all of my drawers, and I have a lot of those art dot containers. So it's like you take one out and the container kind of ends up kind of like this. The container, it's very easy for these to tip over, for them to get off track, off placement wise. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch my storage over to this square storage that I was using for square drills for my round drills. And then I decided I wanted, so this right here, you can see this is like some of my square spare or my round spares that I just finished transferring over. I love the look of it. I love how clean it is. For these ones, I used DMC stickers that are like the color. So it like really, I love the look. What I love even more so is that for my spare drills, or for my specials, basically one baggie from DP Sparklers of a special drill fits into one of these squares. One baggie fits into 1.5 of these little art dot round containers. So you have to use a lot more of these little art dot round containers and less of these. So these ultimately take up less space. So that's the ultimate reason why I decided I wanted to switch these over. Also, let me go open a blind because Sushi's going to try to climb through my blinds if I don't, because you're silly carcass. So, basically, that is ultimately why I decided to go ahead and switch these over. I like the cleanness of it. It'll take up a lot less space in my closet. Like, I can replace the shelves inside my closet that are like these flimsy wire-framed shelves, replace them with a little bit more of a sturdy one, and then all of these containers can fit on those shelves, and it takes up so much less space. And then if I need to grab the drills and transport them somewhere, it's easy to do. I don't have to worry about having these drawers that can tip and everything else. So that's what we're doing. Let me empty that out. So I'm super excited to continue working on this. I have one more of these containers left. This is the last one I have left, but I do have more that are slated to arrive today via Amazon. So once those arrive, we will be in action to finish the rest, but I'll at least get started on the ones that I have. So I'm filming, it's like first thing in the morning, Sunday morning. My mom is still asleep, so the girls are shoved in the studio with me, and they are not happy because they want to go out and about and do things because they're cats, and it's morning, and they want adventure and chaos and all of that. So we're going to start off. These are my crystal ABs that I have in this container, and I like to be able to have things where I can see them to be able to pull out and sort. I've also been condensing all of my special drill storage. So I had some in those drawers. I had some that were in a different container, like in like the Diamond Art Club ones that were in their different containers. And then I also had some Make Market ones that are 2 different types of Make Market sets of special drills. These were ABs. So everything was all in different containers, kind of in like different places. I have some of them that are in these containers from DP Sparklers and baggies. And then I had some that were in the regular containers there. And I was like, I need to have everything in the same thing. It needs to be the same. I also have some from Shimmering Canvases that were in like these little glass jars, which I love these little glass jars. But that's so many different ways of seeing my specials. And I'm like, I want consistency. I want them to all be the same across the board. So that's why we're going to go ahead and reorganize them. And what I've been doing, it's like I'll go through and I'm going to label the big container and say, okay, this is crystal ABs. This is ABs. This is metallics. So that way I don't have to write crystal AB necessarily on it, because I can look at the drill and know what it is. I might, as I pull them out of the container, put like a little like crystal, like a CR for crystal AB or write AB, but I've basically been just writing the DMC. Sorry, I have like weird hiccups this morning. The DMC number on the stickers, because it's a lot to try to write everything on. So we're gonna write these on here. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I feel like it has been forever since I talked to you guys. Did I even talk about what I did last weekend at all? I can't remember if I talked to you guys about it, because I can't remember what day I filmed my WIP and chat last time. But anyways, last week Friday I had like the work thing. I know I talked about my work thing last week. I had the exercise that I had to run, and then after the exercise I had to I drove back over to my parents' house to spend the weekend at my parents' house, because the last weekend was my dad's birthday. It was his 65th birthday. So did that, and then after so drove over on Friday, and then on Saturday we went to the Fiddler Crab Festival. I can't remember if I talked about that. I don't think I did talk about it in my WIP and chat. But we went to the Fiddler Crab Festival, which is, in like a couple towns down from where my parents live. And this is my second year in a row going. My mom has been my parents have been more than that, because obviously they live over there. So the Fiddler Crab Festival is really fun. They have all sorts of like handicrafts, art stuff. They have, on top of that, you'll also see sushi. I don't want you knocking that over. On top of all of the handicrafts, they have other random things that you can purchase. They have like all sorts of random foods, and like homemade goods, all of that stuff that you get at like festivals. Clothing shops, art shops, jewelry places, a little of everything. Super fun. We have a blast when we go. We had some of like the most delicious seafood dish for lunch, because it's, the Fiddler Crab Fest. So, they get the food trucks are like seafood food trucks. But oh my gosh, my mom and I split this amazing platter. It was just kind of like mixed seafood, so it was a little of everything, and it was so good. And then my dad had like a gyro. Some friends of theirs came along too, and they had different stuff, because they came with their daughter and son-in-law, and then the grandbabies, and they had like, it looked like it was a Philly cheesesteak is what they had said that they ended up having. And the other thing that they had were like those big, massive, like turkey drumsticks. And mind you, this is, a seafood festival. So they said that their sushi, do not touch that. That is not for you touching on the wall. Carcass, get off my wall. No, you don't need to knock paintings off the wall and break things like you normally do. Because that was a piece of art that I got from last year's Fiddler Crab Festival that she was just playing with. So anyways, Frost, that's the last one. So now sushi. And she's silly. So that was kind of like the, but they said that their, what was it? The, Philly cheesesteak was basically like pure grease and not edible. And like the grease soaked into the bread, so it was totally not edible. And then the drumsticks that they had were sushi. Do not touch that. Get your carcass down. Come on. Hi, baby. No. You were funny. The girls are mad because I was gone all day yesterday, so now these little carcasses didn't have anything to chaos. Hey, give me your face. She's like, no, I want a chaos. You're cute, but you're chaos. I love you, baby. She's mad because she's being forced into the... no, you don't need to cause chaos. Look at these little toes. Look at those chaos toes. Look at those chaos toes. She's mad because she doesn't get to run around and explore the house, and I was gone all day yesterday, so she is annoyed with me. And then the drumstick is what the other people got, and the drumsticks they said were like the driest thing ever. Really, you were such a cat. This cat throws things on the floor on purpose. She just knocked an ink pen on the floor. Mochi does not do that. Mochi is an angel baby. Sushi, not so much. But anywho, they went, they said their drumsticks were super dry, and so their food was basically not edible. And I'm just like thinking to myself, one, you're at a seafood festival. Why are you not ordering something from a seafood shop? Because even the seafood food truck places are going to have good food that's not seafood based. Because I'm like, if I was going to a Renaissance fair, yes, I'd be going for like the big drumstick, maybe that type of thing. But I don't go to a seafood festival and order drumsticks and things like that because I feel like it's not going to be as good. It's like going to a steak restaurant and ordering pasta, or going to a seafood restaurant and ordering steak. I feel like they don't never do it as well. If you're a seafood restaurant, you order something seafoody based. If you don't like seafood, well, then you find something else. I know I'm like super sneezy this morning, so if the video is rather jolty and weird, it's because I keep having to, you know, edit pieces out for sneezing, because it's first thing in the morning. I think I ate something that had mayonnaise in it yesterday, which is egg-based, so that's going to cause me to have issues. But anyways, so yeah, so their food was kind of mediocre, and I was like, our food was amazing and delicious, and we loved it. So yeah, it was good. My dad doesn't like seafood, so he had a gyro, and his gyro was really good too. But anyways, that was the festival, and then when we left, we always stop and get a strawberry shortcake from like the last little spot right before you leave and walk out of the area for the festival. So we had the strawberry shortcake. And then from there, we headed back home, and we all crashed. The three of us all just totally crashed and fell asleep. Hi, Sushi. What are you up to? What, Chaos Gremlin? She's like, I'm traveling through. So we ended up all three of us ended up going and taking a nap because we were just floored and exhausted from all of the crowds and all of the people. And then Sunday was my dad's birthday. So Sunday, we ended up going to, we went to a local steak restaurant, like a little hole-in-the-wall steak place that has some really good steaks. We did that for my dad's birthday. And then after that, that was like a late lunch, early dinner. And then after the whole morning of the 15th Sunday, we ended up, we worked on installing a fence for my parents. So we put up a fence in their yard, all the way around their yard. We got that done. They already had the fence posts up. See, look, that one bag fit in here perfectly. So they already had a fence posts up. We just had to actually put up the fence and string it between the fence posts. So we did that. That was basically what we did on Sunday. And then after we finished, we all showered and everything, and we were able to go into town to the restaurant for my dad's dinner. Had birthday dinner for him. And then after his birthday dinner, we came back to the house, and I got in the car and headed home, so that way I was, not there super, super late and wouldn't have to be driving the entire distance in the dark. So did that, got home that evening and was able to kind of chill, settle in, and then the girls, they were able to chill and settle in, being in their own house. And then Monday, I had Monday off from work, so that was kind of like a chill day. I think I actually, I'm trying to think, I think I actually might have started doing the special switchover on Monday. It might have also been like Tuesday when I started it. I can't remember which day. But I did this kind of like worked on my spare drills, got those kind of sorted. And then I had to wait until more of these containers arrived because I have a lot of drills, and I had just ordered 5 of these to begin with. So then I had ordered some more, but they took like 2 days to arrive. And then so those ones came in, I think on Thursday or Friday, I think it was, it was Friday when this set came in, for the last of my spare drill, or of my spare rounds. So I used 2 of them because I bought them like 5 at a time. So I used 2 of those to finish up the round drills. And then I've used 2 that are completely full of round AB. So I'm doing my round spares first, and then I'll go in and do my round specials first, and then I'll do my square specials. And then I had ordered some more. They're supposed to arrive today, which is Sunday. So I'll be able to work, depending on what time today they arrive, will dictate whether I get to finish all of this tonight, because I'm like in that mood to work on this, or if I'm going to have to finish it all like later this week. We will see. We will see. I'm hoping it arrives with enough time for me to continue working on these tonight, because I am actually, I'm kind of in like that mini, I don't want to diamond paint mood, where, you know, sometimes you're like, I just don't want to do that. Oh, I have 2 containers. I have 2 baggies of this Crystal AB 581. So that's something that, you know, if I have that feeling where I'm like, I don't want to work on anything, I don't want to diamond paint, rather than forcing myself to diamond paint, I just accept that and say, okay, well, let me do something else instead. And today, like the last couple days, I haven't been in the mood to diamond paint, so I have been doing this instead, working on my organization and storage, which I'm completely fine with that. I don't diamond paint if I'm not in the mood to diamond paint, because I feel like that's a recipe for burnout when you do that, and I don't want to get burned out. So this is what I've been doing the last few days, and I did have a day retreat down south of Orlando for, like, we call it the Florida Sparkle Squad, where every couple months they'll do like a little day retreat. So we had that yesterday, which, oh, there was 2 bags of this color. So we had that yesterday, and that was basically the big thing that we did. My mom and I, we got up super early, and that was why your WIP and chat is going up today on Sunday, because we got up, I was like, I didn't feel like spending all my time doing this, or doing like a WIP and chat, and filming it and editing it and all that on Friday night, when I was like, I still have to prep for this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'll just put it up on Sunday, because I was like, I still have to pack all my diamond painting stuff to take with me to the retreat, get everything ready, make sure we got all this stuff. And then we drove down. We woke up early on Saturday morning. I think we ended up leaving at like 5:30, because when I looked at how long it took to get there, when I looked at how long it would take to get to the place down for the retreat, it was like, oh, this is gonna take about 3 hours and 18 minutes. And I was like, I feel like that's longer than it took last time, but okay. So we estimated, okay, if it's going to take that long, we need to be up at 5, leave at 5:30, because the thing would start at 9. So that way we could 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. We'd be there at like 8:45. And then get in the car Saturday morning to go. And it's like, oh, I was looking at how long it would take with traffic, because Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning, it was like 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I was like, perfect. This is like 2 bags that I condensed down into 1 bag. So this is going to be one of those doubles, which is fine. That's why I have these containers. I can fit more in them for them. This would have taken like 3 or 4 of those little round tubes. Yeah, this would have taken like 4 round tubes to fit all of these specials. And here I have them in 2, and not even 2 full8 for these ones. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. We ended up getting there at like 8:20ish instead, which was perfect, because then we could set up, get settled in, all of that, and not have to feel like we were behind or anything like that. So yeah, that we did that, but and oh my goodness, the retreat was so much fun. It was like just a fun little short day retreat. There were a few door prize type things. Not one for everybody. It was basically you get the raffled off of like your ticket. So basically you have your ticket, and they'll mix the numbers in the bowl and pull the numbers. But everybody did have to bring, I like the idea of everybody had to bring a $25 gift card. And that was basically, we would do like the secret, the white elephant, where you went up and you grabbed a gift card, and then the next person could either steal your gift card or pick their own gift card. And you didn't necessarily know where you're getting it from until you opened it. So some of them were like Outback Steakhouse, Olive Garden. I think one of them was like Wawa. There was a couple Starbucks ones. There was Diamond Art Club. I had done one for Muni Made, because I love Muni Made. And then my mom did DP with sparklers, because like the special drills. So we, and then there was other ones that were like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So it was like a whole mix of where these gift cards were from. Some people did Amazon, just straight Visa gift cards. There was a whole variety, and I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So it's like, regardless, you're going to get a gift card to something. My mom was like, not the food. I don't need a food one. I need some, because she lives so like remotely that she would have to drive over an hour to get to any of like those restaurants, those chain type big restaurants like Outback, Cracker Barrel, Olive Garden. Those are all at least an hour away from my mom. So she was like, I don't want one of those. I want one that I can actually use without having to spend, you know, the day to get there. So I think she ended up getting, like she stole somebody's and ended up getting an Amazon one, I think is what she ended up with. I stole somebody's to get the, get a Starbucks one because I love me some Starbucks. So I did that. So that was what we ended up with for our gift card, our little prizes. So I thought that was a really cool idea rather than, you know, everybody bringing a gift and you not getting something that you're like, yay about. So I thought that was pretty cool. Because when you say do, you know, a gift worth X amount, sometimes you get people that do more than that. Sometimes you get people that do less than that. And it's always kind of like, it's kind of very much an arbitrary mix. So I really liked this gift card way of doing it. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, we did, that was that. We had a lot of fun at the little day retreat, just kind of diamond painting. I finished 4 little mini projects from Diamond Delights. I finished 4 of those. I thought that was excellent. It was fun to do. A couple of them took me longer than I was expecting, but I had brought plenty, so that way I, you know, depending on how long it went. But the event kind of went from like 9 a.m. It was slated to go from 9 to 5, but usually some people will start packing up at like 3:30. Some people closer to 4. I think my mom and I, and everybody was really pretty much packed up and ready to go at like 4:30, which, you know, that's totally fine. Because we still had to, we had thought about staying down there, but we were just so exhausted, that we were like, rather than staying down there, let's go ahead and, oh, I have another bag of 820. We were like, rather than staying down, let's go ahead and just drive back up, the same day. So instead of driving down and staying the night and everything, we were going to try to go, but it was supposed to be warm today. It was warm yesterday. Because we could have stayed down, and around lunchtime today, Sunday, we would have been able to go to like a Lunar New Year parade. So not even a full-fledged festival, but it would have been like a parade. And I was like, do we really want to stay down there that long just for the parade? Because it's like, we could have already been at home like half the day. My mom could have been back on the road and driven back to her place. So we ended up deciding, okay, let's skip that, as much as, you know, we wanted to do the parade. It just didn't work out timing wise, because the festivals close to me were all last weekend while I was over, like the Lunar New Year stuff close to me was all last weekend when I was over doing the Crab Fest, the Fiddler Crab Fest with my parents. So I missed him for that, but it was my dad's birthday, so that took priority. So with that in mind, we ended up just coming home last night, which I'm glad we did. Like, the level of volume of everybody at the at the retreat yesterday was like so loud, so intense. And with that, it was like, I didn't bring any migraine medications with me because I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm not out in the sun. We're just inside. But the volume level inside, it was just like the perfect storm for it. And I ended up getting, by the end of the retreat, I was feeling the migraine really setting in. But I'm like, I'll be fine. We'll get in the car and head home. My mom's driving home. We'll be good. And then it just, like, I got in the car and it hit me and I'm like, I am like dying. So I'm like, I can't even open my eyes as we were driving home for the first portion of it. It took a little bit, like, I was just like, I had to lay there or sit there in the front seat with my eyes closed, and like not move my head, not even breathe strongly. It was probably one of the worst migraines I've had in a very long time. And I didn't have any of my meds with me because I didn't even think about it. Because I have some in like my overnight bag, but we didn't bring an overnight bag. We just brought day stuff. So I didn't even think about it for that. So it was miserable. We stopped at, neither of us were hungry really. So we stopped at Buc-ee's halfway through to put gas in the car, go to the bathroom because we both had to pee. And my mom was a little bit hungry, so she got like one of their chopped brisket sandwiches, and then I ended up getting like one of those tiny little servings of vanilla ice cream in a little container because I'm like, I need something cold. I was gonna look and see if they had medications, but at that point I'm like, we're only like an hour 15 minutes from home. Let's just keep pushing. And I had to kind of like just be like the silence, and as the sun had started going down, I was doing a little bit better. And then once the sun fully went down, it was kind of one of those things where it was a lot better. So when we left Buc-ee's, I was doing pretty good. And then about like 20 or 30 minutes from home, it just like skyrocketed back up again. And I was like, okay, I have to close the eyes, not move, not breathe. I started getting like nauseous. It was a gnarly migraine. So we got home and I was like, I'm coming in the house and I'm taking my medications and I am going to immediately lay down in bed and, you know, try to like rest it off my eyeballs. Because usually I don't fall asleep with that. So that's what I did. And my mom was super tired, so she was going to lay down. This was at like 8 o'clock. So, and she brought me one of like my little head ice pack thingy that I can put over my head to help. So I had put that on and laid down and then like in the dark of my bedroom. And she's like, I'll lay down and rest a little bit. Because, you know, we just been driving all day and then we had that interacting with people all day, which was super fun interacting. I got to meet a couple different people that I had met them before, but it's like associating names and faces and together is always a little tricky. So one of the ladies that I met is absolute sweetheart, love her to pieces. She's actually going to be at the retreat in North Carolina. So that's pretty cool to get to meet somebody that's going to be at the retreat besides Jessica Stealthy, because I know Jessica's going to be there too, which was the whole reason I was going, because there was going to be somebody that I knew there. And same thing for her because it's like so close to where she lives and it's only like a 6-hour drive from me. But anyways, ended up falling asleep and ended up sleeping and I woke up at, so that was at like 8 o'clock that I did that. And I woke up about midnight or so. And I was like, you know what? I actually feel good. I was like, my migraine is gone. This is amazing. So I was like, I need to do my bedtime ritual stuff. I was like, I could, you know, push it and do my WIP and chat and everything then. But I'm like, no, I don't want to risk this turning back into the migraine again. So I ended up, I turned off all the lights. My mom was sound asleep. I was like, she had her glasses off. So I'm like, her glasses are off. I'm not going to wake her up and be like, it's time to go to bed. Because she was laying in the spare bed, which technically is one of my couches. I built my own couches. My mom helped me. We built them together because I couldn't find anything that I liked. So my couches we built ourselves, and they are the dimensions of a twin size mattress. So my bottom couch cushion in my couches for both couches is a twin size mattress. So it was like my mom had the choice of either, you know, sleeping on the twin size mattress, just take the back cushions off, sleep on the twin size mattress that is the couch, or air up the queen size air mattress that I have and sleep on that. And she elected, because it was just her, she was like, I'll just sleep on the couch because it's still a mattress. So she was already laying on the couch, all good to go. And I'm like, I'm not going to wake her up just to be like, go put on your pajamas and brush your teeth and go to bed, because she was already asleep and everything. So I'm like, I'll just let her sleep. If she wakes up, then she can go do that. If not, then, you know, she's already in bed. So that's what, so that was about midnight. And then I woke up at 6:30. So I slept like long. I don't normally sleep until 6:30. So that was a long sleep. So that was very good. All right. So now we are going to input the information for our lovely winners. So I should be putting the winners of last week's prizes. They should be going up right now. So we will be throwing up the names up above. So the first winner is going to be a winner of a WIP wax. And the WIP wax that you're going to be getting is this right here. It's Sandalwood Vanilla, and it's Lunar New Year DP26. That's from WIP Wax Crafts. So one winner is getting a WIP wax. And then our other two winners, which their names should be populating up there right now. Let me grab this. Our other winners are each going to get one of these. So the next two winners, whose names should be populating up there right now, are going to be getting this beautiful cover minder from Shire Shenanigans. This is the event cover minder, and Nicole uses some of like the best magnets ever. I love these. I bought paint pens so I could actually paint these, but these are very nice cover minders. My mom actually created the image, and then Nicole added the words and everything to it. So yes, so those are our winners for this time. And then for next week, we are going to we have one winner who's going to be getting the final WIP wax for next week. Two winners that are going to be getting another a cover minder like this, and then two winners that are going to be getting a putty from Randa's Crafty Corner. And I am a lover of Randa's putty. I have this my go-to putty, so let me pull up an example for you. So here is an example. And it's going to be a miscellaneous flavor. I have 4 little goodie bags with putties on them. So 2 winners are going to be getting a putty from Randa's Crafty Corner, which, like I said, my go-to. I love it. You can see this one is almost empty. But you get the square is usually like the full-size plat of it. And this works really, really well in the humid climates, but also in the dry climates. So this one, so that is what our winners are going to be. And for that word, let's go ahead and use the word, ooh, gosh, what do we want to do? Let's do festival. Go ahead and use the word festival in a sentence. You can talk about whatever your favorite festival is, anything like that. But I want to know, let me hear it, if you've ever attended a Lunar New Year festival or anything like that. But yes, go ahead and put that down below. And then let me see, where is my, my timer? There we go. So yes. So go ahead and put that down on there. And now we're going to continue working on all of this fun stuff. So basically, we have just emptied out our crystal AB, our round crystal ABs. And now I have, this container is empty. I think next I'm going to do, I have a couple more crystal ABs. This is how I had been storing everything, like I had said. So I have a couple more crystal ABs in here. Just a few. I have 1, 2, 3 colors in here, and I want to, because I had them, you can see, in multiple locations, so I need to get these transferred over into the proper one. I gotta move this stuff. So these are like glimmer drills that I need to, that were in a different, like everything has been in such random locations, and I'm trying to organize it all and condense it into one. So anyways, that's our prize information. Now I am going to, oh, that's not an ink pen, that's a thingy, just a slicey thingy. So we have a crystal AB 703, and then we have a 958, which actually I already have, so I don't need that one. 703 I also already have, so I don't need to write that one on there. Goo. And then 3713 is one I already have. So I really don't even need to write on there. I just wasted a couple of those. But we're going to go with our 703, which I will have to, I will add onto, because apparently I had a lot of 703. So this, I will be adding a blank one afterwards, which I'm fine with. But this is going to be our crystal AB 703. I need to use some of this because it's such a pretty color. But yes, I'm excited for having all of this organized into a better manner. I think my mom might end up taking some of these to store her spare drills that she's been saving to do projects with, because she's an artist. She's like, I want to use them for something. So she's been saving them to do stuff with. So I think she might take some of my other ones, and then I will just have to, we're going to move these over. I need to pull some of these containers out. I need to figure out what I think I'm going to do, because these are crystal ABs. So I think I will do my crystal confetti next. And then after that, I can do my crystals. So that way I've kind of organizing them into similar families. We're going to kind of move some of these over a little bit. So that way we've got stuff to work with as we reorganize them. So I need an extra for this one, because we had 2 of the 703. You guys can't see me doing that stuff up there. And then our next color is 958. So I'm going to pull the 958 out. Now I can put my other colors in order. And we're going to do very similar, where we get to top it off, and then boom, 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 boom. I just have to get, there we go. I always have to hold it weird to get it chunked in place. But yes, so this is my current project, like I said, is organizing these drills. And I'm really liking this new method of organizing, which really, it was like what I was doing for my square spare drills, but now I'm going to do it for everything. Because I like to be able to just lay out the drills and be like, okay, this is what I want. And now I can just grab one container and be like, these are all of my crystal ABs. What ones do I want to add of that type of drill? It does make it a whole lot easier for my organization of stuff. So I am happy about this process. Yeah, I just have to get the rest of this, get the containers in, which they should be arriving today, so that way I can work. And we'll see if I end up needing to buy any more, or just the ones that I've already purchased that are arriving today will be enough. That will be a test to see. But I'm excited to get it all organized. So now we talked a little bit about some of the over-cursory things, but oh my goodness, this week at work has been like a doozy of a week at work. It was just like some long days every day. I think probably the worst of it. So basically it was a 4-day work week, but it was essentially you're cramming. What tends to happen is we end up cramming 5 days worth of work into that 4 days. So it ends up being super, super busy, super, super busy, super, super chaotic. And I was so glad that the end of the week came. I was ready for Friday. I needed Friday. Yeah, it was a long week. Like probably I think the worst of it was Wednesday. So Tuesday, everything was working fine. Wednesday, I come in, change into my uniform, get into my computer, log on, pull up my email, start checking my email. Everything's good to go. And then all of a sudden, I like go to log on to the medical record, and it says your account has been disabled. And I'm like, no. Because it's like everything that if you see patients, you have to have access to the medical record. So I was like, no. But yeah, yeah, these are definitely not in order, so I'm going to have to put them in order. Yeah, my access to the medical record was just basically gone. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what is this? This is madness. Needless to say, it took like over half the day to get that resolved, to get me access to the medical record again. I had to cancel my patients for the day. It was such a massive headache. I still have no idea why my account was deleted in the first place, because that's the kicker. I have no idea why it was deleted, but that basically took everything patient-wise that I was supposed to do on Wednesday and shoved it into Thursday. So I then had to see those patients on Thursday, because my next available on my schedule isn't typically for another like 4 weeks, because my schedule fills up so quickly. So it was kind of one of those things where I ended up, it was like, well, I had to cram those patients into Thursday afternoon during like my admin time where I get other stuff done, which then just was like a trickle down effect of, okay, now my Thursday is loaded and busy and I don't have a chance to work on all of my normal things that I'm doing after patient care. And it was just like a domino effect of chaos that ensued, and all week long, it was all the things. And then I've been doing inpatient coverage for our total joint patients. So when somebody gets a total joint done, like a total hip replacement, total knee replacement, we then have a physical therapist who's set to evaluate them and see them. So if they have the total joint done on Tuesday, then the therapist goes up Wednesday morning, evaluates them, and then Wednesday afternoon, they come downstairs and do another session in the clinic with a physical therapy assistant. That's our method that we do. And then after that, they're cleared to go home. And then they come back in and, like 2 days later, they get their first treatment session. So we try to get those total joints done really rapidly for how they're seen. And normally we'll have like 1 to 2 a week. That's the normal amount. But they've been ramping up how many cases they've been doing at the hospital. And we had 5 this week alone. In a 4-day week, we had 5 total joint surgeries. I was like, this is crazy. That is so much extra time, because that's 5 extra evaluations that I have to do, which then takes away from other time for other stuff. So it was a lot. It was definitely a lot for this week. But yeah, it was a very busy work week. And like Friday, Fridays you get normally a little bit more laid back and chill, but I had to do career development boards, basically, which is where you sit down, like a group of more senior officers sits down for our officer CDBs. We sit down with the individual service member, the officer that we're doing the board for. We sit down with them, and then we have their record pulled up, all of their important documents, and we're going through their record, saying, okay, hey, this is looking good. This needs to be worked on. This needs done. That needs done. You're doing good with this. And kind of like helping to set them up for success while they're here at this command, because you get one done every time you go to a new command. You can also choose to get one done else at other times. It doesn't really, like, that's all kind of like on you. You can choose to get it done whenever you want, but you're required to get it done when you get to a new command. So I'm the coordinator that sets all of that up, gets the board members, sets up the boards, gets all the documents from everybody, sends it out to everybody. So I coordinate that whole process. So I had 3 boards scheduled for Friday, because we typically do those on Friday afternoons. So we had a 1 o'clock, a 2 o'clock, and a 3 o'clock board. And the boards are an hour long. So that made for a long Friday because, you know, it didn't get done until 4 o'clock. And then from there, you know, had to, after that, you know, then it was a matter of saying, okay, boards are done. Now I can get home. Got home. And my mom got here like maybe, I was still in my car, getting out of my car when she pulled in. So it was perfect timing for that to finish because she had some errands that she had to do at the bank over here because all of us have the same bank. But my brother's getting ready for some, another deployment. So I want to make sure that, you know, my mom had access to his accounts in case, you know, anything was needed to be done while he's gone for a while, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, that was basically what the chaos of the week was. I'm like, how do I want to, I don't foresee getting a lot more of those. So we're going to just go with it like this. I can reorganize as needed a little bit later, but we're going to start off just like this. So yeah, it was a long week with all of that. I've been very proud of myself, for resisting diamond paintings. I've been very pleased with myself. I've resisted doing the, I resisted some of the new releases the last couple weeks. I just have that one order that I've made so far this month, which was the Miss Holly Mystery. I purchased that one and the one Geneva to go with the Miss Holly Mystery. That's all I've purchased so far this month. I'm very proud of myself. As much as I wanted to purchase the 2 kits from today, the kit last week, the Cyberpunk, I can never remember the name of it, but basically our Cyber Mannequin Echo Lucky Cat Cyber Punk from Jeremiah Kettner. I really wanted that one, but I withheld and wish listed it, so that was wish listed. And then I this week for yesterday's releases, I really wanted both the Roy Trin. That's the first Roy Trin that I've wanted. I wanted that Roy Trin because of Zelda, and Zelda is like the one gaming system in the gaming world that I love. So I really wanted Zelda, which Mermaid Fairy I think is what the technical name, but it's Zelda. I wanted Zelda. And then I also really loved the my brain isn't braining. Oh, the Miss Holly that they released. That was the Wisteria one. She is stunningly gorgeous, and I wanted that one as well. So I wish listed both of those because, again, they were not ones that were on my artist list. They were not ones that I had voted on because I hadn't seen those in voting. So they were not ones in those categories of not a Yume, not one of like the 5 Margaret Moraleses I was waiting for, or anything like that. So it's like they weren't in my short list of what I was allowed to buy right now. So I held off. I'm so proud of myself for holding off. So technically, like, because I reorganized how my items are, it's like I have finished I finished 4 mini projects yesterday. So that's some process for my hoard numbers going down. Even though I haven't been doing as much time in painting this week because I've been organizing drills, my numbers have gone down because I finished those 4 minis yesterday. I will definitely finish more these coming weeks, but I want to finish this one last one for February, which is the Lunar New Year one. I want to finish that canvas this week, which I will easily be able to. It's a fun, easy canvas, lots of color blocking. But I just want to, get all of this organizing done, and then I'll be in the mood to do it. But that means that I'm making good progress for the month of February of not accumulating too many things, because I only have those 2 purchases so far. And we only have one more week of February, and I've been doing good. I actually restrained myself and did not purchase from the Diamond Delights order on February 13th. I held off and did not purchase that last weekend, and I literally wanted all 6 canvases. But my issue was there was one that I absolutely was like, I will die without this canvas. And then there were other ones that I absolutely loved as well, but I couldn't decide. I was like, I was going to allow myself to buy 2 of them. That was it, just 2. I can only purchase 2. Well, I couldn't decide what I had the one that was like the must, and then I couldn't narrow it down because I was like, I could narrow it down to 3, but I could not narrow it down to 2 canvases. So finally I was like, if I can't decide what the second canvas is, well then I'm just not going to buy any of them. So I was like really impressed with myself for like making that decision. So the only purchase that I've done so far, like I said, has been that Miss Holly mystery kit, and then the Geneva that traveled with the Miss Holly mystery. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. But my wish list is definitely growing, but I'm doing good as far as that one doesn't even have any drills in it, opening an empty container. So I'm very pleased with myself on that aspect. I've been doing much better on that, which that's been hard to get to this point of just not purchasing like this. It's definitely been a challenge getting to this point, but the more I do it and the more I'm wish listing things, like honestly, the easier it's getting to press that wish list button instead of, pressing that purchase button and adding it to my cart. So that has been like super, super good. So it's like, if you just hold strong, it gets easier as you go to resist. And then you're kind of like, well, I've already gone X amount of time without purchasing anything. I can go a little bit longer. So I'm really pleased with myself and how I've been doing on the not purchasing side. I'm very, very pleased with myself on that. So I just need to keep it up because then my finishes will continue to outrank my completions. I also managed to, go to a retreat this weekend and not come home with additional diamond paintings, which is good because, a lot of times I tend to be like, ooh, shiny, and buy stuff off of D-Stash. I did not purchase any pens this weekend, which was also good because I love me a good Stacey Travis pen. I love her, the way she turns her pens. I am coming home with pens because I had some customs some blanks that I had sent her like ages ago. I had some blanks that I had sent her a while ago that she had turned for me and got for me, and I picked those up this week. So I'm coming back with like 8 new pens, but they're ones that I had sent ages ago. Like I had completely forgotten some of them that I had sent her because there was a batch of 5 that I sent her probably like 2 years ago, but she was in that time period when I sent them, her mom had unexpectedly passed away, and I'm like, I was like, I'm not going to reach out and ask the status of my blanks when she's dealing with that and trying to handle her mom's estate. So I was like, I'm not going to disturb her for that. And then I completely forgot that I had those drills, or that I had those blanks with her. And then she was going through stuff and she was just like, oh my gosh, because I had sent her some a little bit more recently, and she was like, okay, I'll get those for you. And she got those turned for me. But then I guess when she was looking at stuff, she found the other 5 blanks of mine, and she was like, hey, you've got, and I was like, oh my goodness, I do not even, I like dimly remember sending them to her, but it was so long ago. But we both had completely forgotten. So I got those as well, which I have so many pens, as you can see, me forgetting about it was like a sign that I have way too many pens. So I am coming back with 8 new pens, but I did bring all of my pens that I wanted to de-stash. I did bring my pen bags for de-stash with me, and I ended up de-stashing 16 pens, which I was like, this is fabulous. So I ended up coming home with fewer than I went, which was great. So that's been good with the ditching, like getting rid of some stuff. So I've been like really on this I must purge stuff roll. So that's been going nicely. Like I purged so many of the putties. I still have, I think, like 18 or 20 something putties to, I think it's mostly pity putty that I have left, but I have like 18 to 20 putties still left to de-stash. But that's so much better. I basically de-stashed probably close to like 100 or so putties, and I'm really pleased that I've gotten rid of that many. And now I just have this smaller number left to still de-stash. Putty-wise, I've still got some pens left to de-stash. I think I found a couple more trays that I want to get rid of. So I have those to ditch and get rid of and de-stash. And then I still have the canvases. But I have to be in the right mood in order to do those de-stashes, because it's like, it's literally that's your entire day when you put stuff up for de-stash. You literally are spending your time going back and forth between, okay, here is communicating, getting invoices, doing all of that. And it definitely takes a lot of time and focus for it. So it's like, I have to be in the right mood to do it. Because then you have to pack it. Once you sell everything, you have to pack it all up. You have to print off the shipping labels, and then you have to go drop it all off. And that's a lot. So that's why that's why my stuff tends to pile up between de-stashes, because I have to be in the right mood to do that de-stash, because it's so much work. If you think it's easy to de-stash, it is not. It is time consuming. And especially when you have a full-time job already, it's a lot of work going through and doing that de-stash. But it's worth it once it's done. I had made that the decision that I'm not allowed to buy any more. I can't buy any more diamond painting accessories unless the only way I can purchase diamond painting accessories is by using my funds that I've gotten from destashing. So I basically will just leave that money in my PayPal account, and then I will have that PayPal balance, and then when I want to buy an accessory, I have to purchase with the PayPal funds for any accessories, which has been really helping me to keep myself cut down on the accessories because, you know, I can only buy what I've got in the account basically for that instead of just, you know, arbitrarily buying everything that I want. I resisted. There were some, they had some gorgeous pens yesterday that they were selling that they had turned to sell. There were some absolutely gorgeous pens and I wanted them all, and I was so proud of myself because I did resist. I did hold off and not purchase, so I was proud of myself for that. But I was like, I want them shiny, pretty, neat, and I was like, nope. I held off, held strong. I did not purchase. So yeah, that was impressive. I was very pleased with myself on that. This is coming along nicely, you guys. You can see I'm making good progress on getting all of these drills in here. Right now we're on the crystal confetti drills, which I do love a crystal confetti. It's like a crystal drill with glitter in it. And I love a look of a crystal confetti drill. So we're making progress on that. I might slide a little bit of space over in here and put like more empties between the colors. I haven't fully decided if I want to change how they are in the container right back there. I figure I can just decide that as I get everything fully kitted up. I can look at it and be like, okay, this needs to be in here, that needs to go in there. Oh, I grabbed the totally wrong container. They're supposed to go in a labeled container and I poured them in a non-labeled container. Oops. But look at how easily they pour out. I have not had an issue with static in these, which has been excellent. Because you guys know how annoying static is. I have not had an issue with static. Like these little ones have static, but the plastic of this is like a different plastic consistency. And I haven't had the same static that I get in these little plastic glass jars in these square ones. So that's been nice. So yeah, we're making good progress on the drills. Let's see, this one was 38.23. I will probably end up finishing the crystal confetti, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the container back there that's out of the camera lane, so you can see what it looks like. And then call that good, because then I have to decide which drill I'm going to put next. Now that I've got the crystal confetti done. So I'm trying to kind of keep them in similar categories, folded into it. See, I always have to put it in a weird way. We have two more colors of this crystal confetti. Because I've got a lot of different types of drill, and I want to have them where it's like, boom. I have 2 full containers of this stuff of ABs in my rounds. Right now I'm just doing rounds. I have a lot more round specials than I do squares, which, you know, that's because you guys know how I feel about my round paintings. I also enjoy blinging up round paintings more than I enjoy blinging up and enhancing square paintings. So I think I'll do regular crystals next. That might be to do the from the crystal AB to the crystal confetti to regular crystal. I think that'll be the next drill that I, specials type that I enhance. And then maybe from there, because that'll be like, because it won't matter what order they're in as far as the next, and if I can fit all of the crystals into this container, I will do that. If not, then I will we will see how many crystals I have. I have to look and pull out my other containers and see how many crystals I have. But if not, then, you know, I will start a new tray with the other ones with like dust drills. And then I have these like these translucent luminescent drills from a couple different shops. They're kind of like the frosted in a way, but I think they technically glow in the dark. But anyways, that was essentially doing that. Let me pull this over so we can see it. So this right here is my crystal ABs on the left, and then the next, so that's the first 4.5 columns are crystal ABs, and then I have the crystal confetti next. So I do need to label like at the beginning that this is a crystal confetti, or crystal AB, and then this as crystal confetti. I'm not going to put it on every single color, but look at how pretty all of these specials are like this, and look at how much less space they're taking up with them all organized. But that's basically what I have been doing these last couple days. Has been reorganizing all of my drills into here. I find that they fit better because essentially these little bottles are just too small. They do not fit enough because, like I said, it takes 1.5 bottle to fit a bag of DP with Sparklers drills. And since most of my specials are from DP with Sparklers, that creates problems because then I'm like, well, now I'm filling up all of these extra containers with just like half levels because because they won't all fit in there. The containers. So now I can actually get them balanced a little bit better. So that makes me happy. That's a metallic, so that one needs to be set off. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, watching me reorganize my storage for my specials, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.